Hi, Kit.
Hey.
Michael's here with me. Welcome to listening to us do a sale.
No, I'm glad that that happened, and I was able to hear that. Because, I feel like with those kind of scenarios, it's a great opportunity to get. Has he ever been to your shop before? Or is that his first time?
First time. He's a walk-in.
Cool. So, see this customer printer worksheet that I have open right here?
Now, we do that when we do cold calls. That is what we use for our cold calling.
Cool. Well, I don't know what you use to just take down that guy's information or anything else, whether it was a notepad or one of those, note things. But you could print these out and have them sitting next to your register. And for people who come in like that, you can say, hey, I'll tell you what, fill this out for me, or you can fill it out for them. And then ask what they're, you obviously get the guy's name, you get his printer model, and all that kind of stuff. And then you can take this and set him up in EasyOrder and ask him, hey, next time, instead of coming in here, when you need the cartridge, and if it's 9 at night or whenever your ink runs out, because it always runs out at an opportune time, we can get you an online account so you can, even for your one printer, kind of pre-request it. So instead of coming into the store and doing all this and ordering the cartridge, next time you just order it when you're ready. We'll have all your cartridges listed in the order form, and you can order it at night, and then we'll get it first thing in the morning. We'll already start ordering it, and then we'll just call you when it's ready, save you a trip to come in and talk to us. So a lot of people who do have a lot of walk-up business use EasyOrder for kind of like an early alert system, even for their 1Z, 2Z customers who only have a couple inkjets. You can still offer them the same service that EasyOrder gives you by keeping these up at the front. And when they come in to order, just say, hey, would you like, to get an online account, so the next time you need to order, you just order what you need, and we'll have it, and we'll just call you when ready. And totally, it will save you a trip. And the customers will appreciate that, and then you'll get more people, running on EasyOrder.
Well, we'll tell you, you just gave us an idea, because what you're talking about is what we do, and but we never used EasyOrder for filling out our walk-ins. We've always used what we call a desk order form.
Yeah.
And the 99% of people, just like this guy, have absolutely no idea what their printer is.
Right.
Now, I can set them up and put them on these two here, and then add them as he comes along. But I got to tell you what, that's I'm just going to tell you, it's time to start. That's a really good idea, putting them on the EasyOrder type format.
Well, because it's a bummer to have to come in and then realize you don't have the cartridge, and then have to come back in on Friday. So if you had this guy set up for the next time, he could just order, and then right when he ordered, you could go, oh, hey, I don't have that photo in, I'm going to order it, and I'll have it for you on Friday. I'll call you on Friday, and then it saves him a trip to your store. And if you put these worksheets out and just print them out and have people fill them out, if they don't know their printer, that's fine. You can help them find their cartridges just like you did with that guy. You can even write in your price and all that kind of stuff. So that
we use the EasyOrder quick product lookup to do that.
Is that what you do? Okay, good, awesome.
So we do. That is now our go-to. Mike will tell you that's the only way we level the playing field with people is to quit making mistakes.
Yeah.
We open that every single day. And since you taught us that has just been fabulous.
Oh yeah, I mean earlier whenever we'd have to look up a price, we have to start a quote, and I was just like, that's ridiculous. We should be able to search this database and quickly find the products and look at our pricing, and so we built that in about a year ago.
One problem though, kid. I'm looking here right now. I pulled it up. It gives me the retail price of $29.89. It gives me the customer price at $11.19. Well, that's not a 30% discount. That's why he said, "What's that $11.19?" I said, "It's just numbers." Your price.
Well, definitely don't do it to where the customer's looking at it. But if you've never priced that product in the system, it's gonna.
He walked around and came over here, and I thought you said all prices were automatically 30%.
Well, it just depends on the product. Like if you looked up an older inkjet, maybe that we haven't connected to Staples, about 90% of what we're selling is, if Staples has it, we have the updated retail price. But some stuff, like those photo cartridges, may not.
Problem, kid. It's the price that's listed is not 30% discount. In this case, it's almost 45%, 50% discount.
Well, had you ever priced that product in your system before, or was that just
No,
yeah?
never had.
So it's one of those things where it just depends on the product. Most of the stuff will be 30% off. I may not have managed that particular cartridge in a long time, and so maybe the retail price has gone up, and then the default price has stayed the same. And so it just.
I will tell you, I had to make a delivery yesterday over here to the music shop, and Cody had made a quick quote.
Yeah.
So I looked at the quick quote, and of course, the reason it doesn't work for me anymore, he just put it out there with it at a 50% discount.
Ooh.
So I had to honor it yesterday because the guy ordered it, but boy, I went right in and changed his quote format immediately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't stop somebody from, quoting the wrong price, obviously.
Well, I mean, but he relied on it too much.
Right.
He relied on it being totally accurate, and Michael and I have both learned. That's why as soon as I saw 20 and I saw 11, I said, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many products in the database. It's just one of those things where we try to manage as much as we can. If you get an off one, unfortunately, sometimes there will be some human error. We built this database kind of from scratch,
Well, I am not complaining. I'm just wanting you to be aware, and Mike and I are now aware that that's what we got.
Well, here's one thing where you can fix that. If you want to make sure everything's priced at a 30% discount, and you want to make sure,
yeah,
we kind of leave up your price to you, and so if some of our things are off, it was just kind of this is kind of a starting off point, and since our prices now, retail prices grow as the price goes up, those numbers can stray from when they were created, so you can see that 40% discount on certain things because we haven't updated the year price section, but the cartridge has gone up in price. But to make sure that you don't ever, deal with that, you can come in here and go to manage your product pricing.
Wait, let's go where we're at.
I'm home.
I'm doing it on the screen right next to you.
Okay, sure. So I'm going home, and I'm going to manage product data.
What do I hit? Product pricing?
So from home, I'm going to manage product data. And then from there, you go to manage your product pricing.
Got it. Now what do I do?
So from here, you click on export. And this is going to, you choose whether it's, laser or ink. And let's just say let's do ink because you were dealing with an ink cartridge.
Where am I exporting this to? I don't know. I don't want to export.
Well, I'm showing you how to kind of correct your pricing. So,
okay.
Yeah. So export this. And if you just want to, instead of doing it with me, if you just want to follow along and then this will be recorded. So basically, you just go to export and then save that to your desktop. And it'll save a pricing file to your desktop.
Yeah.
You can come in here and open this up. And when you open it up, you're going to see this is a listing of all our products in the database. So everything's going to be in there, okay? Tons of product. And if you look, and if you have numbers next to any of your products like this, when you export yours, this means that you've priced, this is your price for this product in the system, meaning it's not our default price, it's your price. And if you want to go through and just kind of make sure everything is priced at a margin, you can go in here and okay, here's the retail price, and here's the reman price. There's a formula that you can put into there that says take this column and take 30% off and put it in this column, and it instantly goes and just prices everything at 30% off of the retail price. Doing that will make sure that all your products are priced at a specific margin, and it's all of them. Even if you've never priced them before in the system, if you do this formula, it's going to do it to everything in the column. You may want to go through and pull the stuff out of the spreadsheet that you've already priced before. So I haven't priced much in this system, in this demo account. So let me scroll down to find a price.
We've priced some in the system, if they're on quick quotes or something, you mean?
Yeah. And if you see it, for example, like, let me scroll to find one. Right there. So if you see in your spreadsheet that you've, priced this item, you could delete it. You right click and delete it from that list. And so you're not overwriting things that you've already priced. You're only pricing stuff you haven't priced before.
Okay.
So let me show you real quick. What's your login for EasyOrder? Traverse City.
I don't know. I gotta look it up. Hold on.
There you are. There you are.
They found me. Good.
I got you.
Because I couldn't find me.
I got you. So I'm in your account. So I'm going to go to your account, and I'm going to go to Manage Your Product Pricing. I'm going to export your spreadsheet, and I'm going to go Reman Inc. and export, and then I'll save that and open this up. Now this is your price file now that we're in. So we're going through, and you can see a lot of this stuff hasn't been priced, but stuff like this has been priced before, right? So if you wanted to do this column thing where you take this column and do a 30% of this column, it's going to price everything up here that's not been priced at a 30% margin. And you can run this, you know, every now and again. You export it, run it again, and what you would want to do is anything that you have priced before, like these items right here, you can just take them out of the spreadsheet so that you're not pricing things that you've already priced before. And just kind of keep scrolling until you find another one that's priced. All this stuff with no price has not been priced in the system. So people, here's another, you know, Epson. You can delete those. And you just go through and delete anything that you've priced before. So when you do the formula, I mean, it's going to price. Look at all the stuff that is not priced in the system. Right. It's almost everything. And so you can go and make sure that no matter what our price is in the system, that if you go, this column needs to be 30% off and put that in this column. And the formula is, I wonder if I still have it. I had the formula saved somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but it basically is like a,
well, would you email it to me?
I'll see if I can find it again. But if Mike, are you proficient in Excel at all?
No, my between the two of us, you got two lame ducks.
All right, well, I'll try to find it. But, you know, doing this thing, we're also going to come up with a feature where you can take anything that's unpriced, kind of like a pricing by percentage. Yep. And you could do this basically, and the system will do it for you. We don't have it ready yet, but we have that on the books to, you know, add in with some of this new stuff. If you would like
to go ahead and use us as guinea pig, just call me and tell me, because I sure would like to be able to rely on it just a little better than what I am.
Yeah, I mean, you can rely a lot on our retail prices, but on these prices,
I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's another price.
And you know, that other price, honestly, when we put it in, we don't even put in a price. You know, we just kind of put the 30% off the retail price. So in our system, the price doesn't really live anywhere. And once it gets to your account, it kind of stays there because we kind of rely on you guys to, you know, modify your pricing and get a lot of your pricing, you know, in there. And if you don't want to do that, and you want to go through,
give me that formula, and we'll be light years ahead.
Okay, cool. I'll try to get that to you. You know, the other thing that you can do is you know, spend some time going through here and taking your most sold products and actually, you know, pricing them, and then coming back to the system and importing that same spreadsheet, you know, back into the system. So instead of having a ton of stuff that's not priced, you could price a lot of your stuff, and so when you get to pull it up, it's going to be your price rather than the default price we have in there for at least most of the stuff you sell. And so looking at your price file, there's a pretty big lack of pricing, you know, on there. You have 40 products priced in your system.
The only thing we've done is, the only thing we price is the things that we've quoted.
Right. And so, you know, it's one of those things where if you spend a little time getting your pricing in there, you'll never have to deal with it. I'll try to get you that formula. I'm not sure exactly where I put it, but I'll try to find it. Okay, so
you'll get it. You'll find it faster than I will figure it out.
All right. So I'm going to go through the little bit of stuff that I wanted to talk about.
Mike has a question.
Yes.
Once we do this in a file on the desktop, how do we make EasyOrder access that file instead of going online?
And what part are you talking about?
Michael, what we'll do is when we make that change over there, we're going to import that change into our system.
Oh, I see.
And it will automatically change all of our quick orders and all our quotes.
Right. So let's say, for example, you're done pricing this file here,
right.
And you've gone through it and you put, you know, your prices in here, whatever it is.
Yep.
And you save it, and you want to save it in the same format that it's in. Save as. It's in the CSV format. You want to save it just like that. So you save it, say OK, and then you go back to our system and you click import, and then you choose the file, and and then you find the pricing file. Here it is, and you open it, and then you say just import, and it's going to import that file in.
What's it mean, continue on error?
Sometimes if there's an error in the upload,
yep,
it'll just stop the upload and throw everything away that happened. So a lot of times it could be like there's a space.
Always continue on error, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, you want to run it first through and see if it has an error, and most times it won't. Usually an error will come like if you change anything on row 1 up here. If you change like the wording, or you delete row 1 and try to upload it, it'll be an error and it can't upload, because that's what tells us what everything is when it's coming in. But most anything else, like if you were to go through here and do that, that would cause an error right at line 7 and it would stop.
Okay.
And so continue on error, you'll see the errors. It'll tell you on line 7, this didn't happen. On line this didn't happen. And if you see that and you want to continue, you go ahead and continue. But most of the time, if you're not touching anything and you just kind of leave it the same and put your prices here, it won't have an error. And you can also do yield. You can do put your cost. I mean, everything you can do in the system. Your SKU. You can do your OEM price. You can do your OEM yield, OEM cost, your compatible price.
You already got in there.
Yeah, but some people disagree with our yields because they can get a cartridge that does 50 pages more, and so we put a place in there for you to change the yields. You can also put in a custom description if you don't want to put your description in rather than ours. Some people are really meticulous about their data, and so we put all this in to do that. But this is the most important part. If you can get a lot, I mean, right now you have 30 products out of thousands priced in the system. So I would either spend some time doing this, or if you wanted to do the formula, I'll try to get you the formula. I can't promise that I'll be able to do that today, but I'll try to find it for you.
Trust
and
me,
then
I won't get to it today, but if you want to, I sure would appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. Okay, so we kind of talked about pricing. The other thing I want to talk about is just kind of some simple stuff, and this is just kind of for the webinar content. We're going to go to some areas where we haven't been to, before.
You have to know something. On our screen, it says low system resources may affect your. It was on our screen. Never mind. We're okay now. Part of your screen was blacked out. I just figured out.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead.
No worries. So we're going to go into the store settings and preferences. This is where a lot of stuff is kind of hidden that can really help and affect your business. And so I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about marketing tools. These are 2 areas we've not gone into in the webinar. So first, store settings and preferences. You can have multiple stores listed here, but we just have your store here, so we're going to go into that. And then from here, we have these tabs: General, Services, Logo, Welcome Email, Customer Messages, Quotes, and Payment Processor. So if you go through here, let me go through kind of each thing. Of course, your store name, your store number, you're part of Cartridge World. You won't see this in your section. Your email, your phone, your fax, all this kind of good stuff is here. You set your default tax rate here. Right now you guys have it set to 0, so you have to set your tax every time you do an order form. What's your tax rate there?
Can you set it at 6%, and then we want to do that?
Yep, 6.0, and I'll save that. And so now, every time it comes up, it'll come up with the 6% tax rate as a default. And then
delivery shipping is $5 for 100, not 7.
There you go. So 5, and then 100. And is shipping taxable for you guys?
No, not to us.
Okay, cool. Can customers request local pickup? Yes. Display savings to customer, display order urgency, desktop icon branding. Here's one part that you may want to change. Do you guys service printers at all?
Michael does, yes.
Okay, so you probably want the customer to be able to request that they have, a problem with their printer. What this will do is put a little, and I'll show you in a minute, it'll put a little wrench icon next to each printer, and if something's wrong with that printer, instead of them calling their IT guy or another printer company printer repair company that's going to come in and go, oh, it's the Cartridge World cartridges, here, buy some cartridges from me, and that's the problem, and then you lose a customer.
Put that email in there?
Yeah.
CWOFTC.
Well, if it's the same email that you use, you'll get it. But if this is like if you use somebody else,
No, that's the only one we use.
Yeah, okay, cool. But you'll still have the feature now because that was not turned on, so you'll have that feature.
Okay.
This is like if you're going to service somebody else. You don't have it set to where the customers can create their own order forms,
Nope.
so that your links on your landing pages aren't working for you because of that. If they try to go from your Cartridge World landing page and they click on get a quote or get an order form, they can't do that because you have this turned off. Is that some?
Let's turn it on then.
So
Yeah.
that is a big question. That solves a big problem.
Yeah, because I mean, if customers can't, if you have that unchecked, the customers, when you go to your Traverse City Cartridge World landing page, those links don't work. It says can't.
Cody
Can't do
called
it.
on 100 people and wrote 100 quotes, and not a single one converted.
Well, was that like from the system he did quotes, or he did it from the landing?
He did it from his own. They sent them to him, but
You know,
they
the
should
quote-
be able to do their own.
You know, it's crazy. Quote conversion. We did a report for Alan White the other week about quote conversion, and
Yep.
as a system, Cartridge World is converting about 10% of quotes, which is super low. You know, I preach all the time when you send out a quote, try to get that customer to click on the order now icon so it converts the quote, and then they have an order form and they can order. But it seems like
let me tell you a complaint. I think I mentioned to you before. When you have order now, when we called the people that we did convert, they said, well, we didn't want to press a button because we weren't ready to order now. And if that wording was set to set up order form instead of order now,
yeah.
people would be less apprehensive.
Okay, cool. I'm going to change that. Order.
Set up order form instead of order now.
Yeah, because I get that. I get that, you know, that message could be daunting to some people. I'll find the right message and I'll change that. So
Okay, well, that'll help us so much on that. Because we'll call them and say, but we just didn't want to order yet, or we press button, we don't know what we're ordering.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I'll make sure we get that changed ASAP.
Okay.
It's in a lot of our marketing, but we can definitely change it because there needs to be a different message there, I think. And with this low conversion that I see based off the numbers, there has to be kind of a change made. So I'll
that could be your solution to Alan White too.
Yeah, well, yeah, it could be definitely part of the solution. Then we'll kind of see. Hey,
Yeah.
Lisa, how are you? I know you don't get on the microphone, but I just noticed you came in. So the next thing is customers can add unpriced items to their order forms. Now, you have this turned off, so if a customer was to choose something that's not priced in your system, it would tell them, oh, sorry, can't add that to the order form.
Okay, we need to add it.
You want to turn that on because if they add their own item to the order form, let's say they go get a new printer and they add it, and you guys have only priced 30 items in your system, they're always going to not be able to add an item to their order form. It always tell them no, and that's like bad for the customer.
Right.
So you want to turn that on, and then what you'll do is when they add an item to the order form, and I'll show you this in a minute, it gives you a notification that you know, you have unpriced items on the order form. You go fix that, price the item, and then they can order it. So you definitely, this is why I go through this. You know, I wanted to go through this with everybody and do a webinar on it because a lot of people don't understand all these settings, and you know, some of these settings are really kind of hindering the amount of business that you could do.
Okay. So if they can add an item to their order form, how do we know it's priced right?
Well, if they add it to their own order form, let's say they get another new printer and they add it to their order form rather than calling you, if they don't have, if you've never priced that item before and they add the cartridges to the order form, it'll say checking for price in the notifications. I'll show you what it is. I'm going to save this. And then you would get a notification here under your to-do list. And you don't have any checking for prices on yours, but under notifications, it would say, you know, checking for price. Let me go to an order form real quick. I'll just go to this one since, you know, they've never logged in.
Right.
So I'll just go to this one. And so if the customer, this is what the customer's order form looks like, right? So if they go here and they get a new printer and they go modify order form and they go add items by printer, and I'm going to pick something that you've never priced before. I don't even know how to search for a guest Tetner. A1. So I'll put this on there. That's definitely something that, you know, would never be saved. So here's this product. See the checking for price?
Yeah.
So it says checking for price because the customer put this on there, but you've never priced that system before or that cartridge before. So it's not going to let them order it right now. So what happens is when they do this, they get this, they're like, oh, I guess I can't order it. And so you as the, you know, subscriber come back, and this is home, and you've got a notification up here, you know, please check your to-do list. And so you check your to-do list, and all of a sudden here, we've got a notification that the order form has been updated, your customer's added something to the order form, and on that order form, there's an item that needs to be priced. So you go to this order form pricing, it says Allstate Insurance Company, added an item to their order form, this is the date they did it, this is the time, and basically you just go over to the order form pricing where the hand, you know, clicks, and then it shows you, oh, this is the product right here that doesn't have a price on it. And it highlights it in yellow. And the yellow will go away after a few days. We just did that because we weren't indicating which item needed to be priced before.
Right.
And so people were like, well, which item is it? So we did the yellow. But anyway, you would go in here and you would edit this now that you see, and you'd be looking up on your you know, your vendors, and you go, okay, I can get this for $89.99. And then you can even globalize that so the next time they want to order it, you know, there'll be a price there. Anybody else adds that same thing, and then you just click save, and it's priced now. So if I was to be and then you tell the customer, okay, your order form has been updated, and then when you view this, you can now see that the price is there, and the customer can actually order it. Okay. So when the customer adds their own thing, or if they create their own order form online, a lot of times when they create their own order form, you'll see checking for price, checking for price. And so this is why it's really important for you guys to be monitoring your, sorry, I got out of your account, to be monitoring this to-do list and checking out these notifications, because these tell you when things happen. If a customer changes their contact information, if like a new person comes on, if they add a printer, you know, to their account, if you get a quote from the quote system and it's not priced, the product on that, it'll tell you all right here. And then when you've done you know, doing this, you can always go, I read that, and then it's almost like you checked it off the to-do list. And then so, you know, it's all there. And you can also delete the items once you're done, so you don't like pile up a ton of to-do list stuff. And that the to-do list just sort of keeps you notified of everything that's going on in your system. Obviously with orders, you get the orders received, quotes, you get your, you know, follow-ups, your gone colds, your inactives, all that kind of stuff in the to-do list. So it's really handy to have right there. So back to store settings and preferences. Just want to go through all of this here. This allows you to choose what product type, when people come from online, what product type they can see, whether it's Reman, OEM, or compatible. If you do why buy a printer program stuff, this is the lease reminder. So if you set a lease date on the why buy printer program on one of the printers on an order form, this is how many days it's going to notify you before the lease is out. So if you want to change that to 7 days, or if you want to keep it 30, you know, you just do whatever you want to.
30 is good, because right now we got 21 printers on the deal.
Right, right. And, you know, having EasyOrder, you know, remember that for you is going to be, you know, pretty awesome, because you don't have to keep track of it. Are you on Malibu or Retail Pro?
Malibu.
Okay, so you have to hook up with Malibu to do that.
You know, right they charge us to do that?
Mm-hmm. I think they charge you a per transaction fee up to $25 to do that. For you not having all your products priced, it really is not going to help you as much. Yeah. So don't worry about that.
We're not ready for that yet.
I'm going to click on Save, and then I'm going to go back to the tabs here. The next tab is Services. When a customer comes through and is getting a quote from your landing page, at the very end of getting a quote, they're asked, hey, you know, are you interested in anything else that we do? And you can check on here, you know, buying, leasing, you know, managed print service, office supplies, repairs, maintenance.
Everything on there is right, because we do not do office supplies.
Cool. So, you know, you do this. And so as the customer, now the customer can actually use your quote system from your landing page, so that we've turned that on. And so now at the end of the quote, they're going to get asked if they need any of this stuff. If they do need any of this stuff, you're going to get a separate email that says this customer is interested in this. You won't have this logo tab. Oh, you don't have your logo? That's weird. I'll have to
Yeah, well,
make sure you have your logo. Hold on. Logo. Okay, I'll make sure the Cartridge World logo gets on there for you. The next tab is Welcome Email. This is the video that we now have that shows the customer, how to download the desktop icon. And so you can put your own text in here. You can change the subject line to whatever you want to. So you can kind of customize the email. I see you guys have done that. If you have any questions, contact our store. So that's good. You have that there. Customer messages. These are different messages that you can put on different areas of the order process. The thank you message shows when they've placed an order. So if you want to add some additional verbiage to that, you can always go, thank you for your order. We really appreciate your business. Whatever you'd like to. This is on the order confirmation page. When you get an order confirmation, it's an extra message that'll go at the bottom. And so if you wanted to put stuff like, this is just a confirmation of your order and not your final order. If you have any questions, if your final invoice will show your final total, that sort of thing, you can do that. And then this is the review order message. This is before they order. This is right at the screen where they're about to press send. So this gives you this information. Again, you can customize that and change it. And then we do have the green report, which I'll show you here in a minute, which schools really love. And the green report message basically, gives an additional message on the green report. And I'll show you the green report here in just a second. On quotes, these are defaults for quotes. So, for example, if you go through here and, use the advanced quote template, the one that has all the graphics on it, yes. Do you want to hide the images at the bottom of the quote? No. Show retail prices, show printers, show cartridge yields. You have no to show cartridge yields.
Show cartridge yields.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. There's your art guys outside my office right now, so I have mowers in the background. Yeah, so show cartridge yields, and then if order now is used to lock the pricing. That's a newer feature. That just means if they click on the order now, which is going to be changed to something else soon, it locks their pricing so that their prices stay on the prices they were quoted. I would say no to this just because if somebody gets their own quote, it may not be the price you want, so like you did the other day, you'll have to change it. So I'll just say no to this. The advanced quote message is just an extra message you want to put on your quote that's more personal.
We've been doing that.
And if you want to do that just in one place, you can do that just in one place and it'll always be there, and you don't have to do it every time.
Well, what we've been doing is putting personalized messages to it.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Payment processor, we're about to launch this national business accounts program with Cartridge World, and it's really slick how we're doing it. And part of that will be you'll have to take payment by credit cards. And so if so, this is where you turn on credit card processing. And we'll talk about that more in future.
The answer is yes, we want to do it. Turn it on. Tell me what we need to do.
Yeah, you basically have to, we're going to figure out the best way to do this. Right now, you have to get an online merchant account, not like the same merchant account you have for swiping credit cards.
Cyan?
Pardon?
A merchant account like we have with Cyan?
Yeah, but it's an online merchant account. It's less expensive than a traditional merchant account because it doesn't have any physical, equipment. There's no swiping of anything. It's all just to take credit cards online. And so it's a much less expensive process. They charge you a per transaction fee, and it's very small. And then we charge, it's $10 right now to use credit card processing, but I think we're going to go and give a half-off discount to Cartridge Worlds because if you're going to be in this program, everybody needs, like say, for example, they get a big customer like, I don't know, McDonald's. And then you're getting all this McDonald's signing up, and then they're coming to you because of your location. You're going to need to have credit card processing so they can pay for it. So we're going to discount our portion of that to half so that it'll be less expensive for you guys to use the credit card processing, but you can still do it because today people want to check out and pay for their stuff and be done. And then you guys don't need a bunch of accounts receivable hanging over your head and sending out product before it's paid for. So the more we can get people... Yeah, the more people we can get on this credit card processing. And then also once you have it for the national business, you should be able to use it for everybody else. So if you want to turn other customers on to not terms customers, but paying customers, you'll be able to use this. And I've been fighting hard to get this process going for Cartridge World. So hopefully we'll have that pretty soon. So that's kind of all the settings portion of EasyOrder, and it was good that we went through your account because there was a lot of things that you wanted to really have on and you didn't have on.
We had no idea that they were there.
Right. I mean, a lot of people don't go into that buried kind of section and figure it out, but there's a lot of options of how your account works, under that, which is why I wanted to go into it. The next thing is marketing tools. This is another section that we don't really go into on kind of nuts and bolts, EasyOrder demonstrations, but there's a lot of great things in here that'll help you with marketing. So for example, if you wanted to do an email blast to just your EasyOrder customers to talk to them about anything, you can basically go to email marketing, and it has all your customer contact info here, and you can export this and save it. And then any email marketing system that you have, you can come in here and upload this into the system, and then you can send a targeted email to your EasyOrder customers. So it helps if you want to get a message out to them about a promotion you're doing, or if you want to, you're already ordering online, let's talk about the Why Buy Printer program or anything like that. You can export your customer list and be able to market to those people. The other thing that's really handy, and this is kind of the most important part of this section, is automated emails. You have all these turned off, which really, these are going to help you out. So the first thing, these automated emails, these are emails that the system will send out for you on your behalf that helps you stay engaged with your customer. It's really hard to follow up with everybody that you deal with, and so it's good to have the system do a little bit of the heavy lifting for you. And so, for example, this is automatic. It just says, thank you for your order with us, da-da-da. If you ever wanted to change any of this text or personalize it further when they get the thank you message, you can put anything you want to in here. Just don't take out any of this stuff, because that's where we pull your name, your company name, into the email. And so just don't replace anything that has these large in caps, kind of code. But anything else, you can come in and customize this all you want to. The second thing is, and you have this turned off, is when the customer orders for the first time, you get a welcome aboard email. So it says, thank you for completing your first time order with us. We're here to save you time, money, and print rate. It's the easiest possible way to order. It says, if you have any questions about printer supply, service, recycling, etc., please contact us, and gives all your contact information to the customer. So it kind of thanks them for their first order, welcomes them aboard, gives them all your contact information. So if they have any questions, it's just a good follow-up to that first order. And you have this turned on.
It's good. We'll go with it.
Yeah. So the next thing is quote follow-up. This is another big one. When they get a quote from your company, if they haven't clicked on the Order Now button at the bottom of the quote, it's going to prompt them to do it. And so after 30 days, it's going to say, hey, we noticed that you got a quote from us, but you didn't, ever order. And so click on this, or if you want to request a new quote, click here, and they'll go through and they'll request a new quote, and they can get a new quote from you. So having the system do this for you is key to keeping you following up with everybody. And then finally, the order frequency email. So when you set up a customer, and you put in, I want to know if they haven't ordered in 60 or 90 or 120 days, you usually get an email from us that says, hey, this customer hasn't ordered in 60 or 90 or whatever many days. And then it's up for you to follow up with that customer based off the note we send you. Okay, it went one way. Now, if you turn this on, it'll go both ways. It'll say, we miss you. How can we help? Thank you for your online order with us. Is there anything else we can help you with? And then gives you the link back to their desktop icon. So if they were to maybe order and then somebody changes hands and then they lose their desktop icon, they can re-download their desktop icon. And again, it just kind of puts you back in front of your customer when they stop ordering in the frequency that they usually do. And so this does it all for you, and so it really helps you follow up with everybody to have all this stuff turned on. We have it turned off as a default because we don't want to force anybody to send emails that they are not aware of.
Right.
You have to
believe me, Michael and I are sitting here with our jaws dropped. You get no idea.
Yeah, I mean, this is why, again, I had to start doing these webinars because there's just so much of the system that isn't the nuts and bolts.
Enough participation for you. That's the part I'm disappointed in.
Pardon me? Oh, for the webinars?
Enough participation for your value.
Well, it's one of those things where yesterday I had people ask me questions about stuff I did a webinar on 2 weeks ago, and instead of having to sit there with them for an hour and talk about it, which I would do any day, I was able to go, hey, check out this webinar, and then let me know if you have any questions. And so, doing these, even if it's just, I appreciate you guys coming in, every week, and Lisa as well, because it gives me just an audience to do this with and record it, and then be able to share that with everybody else. So
Awesome.
that's really good.
Did you
So
save
okay,
all
so we
that?
talked. Go ahead.
You save all that first?
I did. I saved it. Let me make sure.
Good man.
Yeah. Yes. Everything's saved.
Okay.
Okay. So the next thing is the order frequency reports on a customer. And so if you want to look at customers who have never ordered from you and that are in your system, you can take these customers and export the list, and it tells you they've never ordered. And you can email these people and say, hey, by the way, you have an ordering system with us. Let me know if you need help getting into it. Or you can look up each company and resend them their welcome email. You could call them up, let them know that you're just checking on them. But you can say customers haven't ordered in 30 days, customers haven't ordered in 61 to 90 days, 91 plus days, or just never. So as you start building your customers and people start ordering, and you have years and years of I have some subscribers who have 10 years of order data in their system. So you can really look at customers who've dropped off, who stopped ordering from you, and you can contact them back. And this is kind of helping you figure that out, like who's ordering from you, who's not ordering from you. And then finally, this is a great marketing tool. And again, you'll have to get more customer traction in EasyOrder for this to be really effective. But let's just say this is called the Green Report, okay? And a Green Report is a way for you to show your customer, since ordering from you, how much they've offset their carbon footprint by ordering remanufactured cartridges. Schools love this. When they start ordering and they have a ton of orders in there, this will be a small one because, again, you just don't have a lot of order traction yet, but you will. So let's go to here and look at Pro Image Design. Oop. Where is the report? Right there. So this is called the Green Certificate, and what it is you can print this out. You can just print it out, or you can preview it as a PDF. And basically, you save it right here, and you can open it up. And this is a Green Certificate that you can print out that you can give to your client. And so it says Cartersville Traverse City has all your contact information, has the company's name here, and this is a Green Certificate that says by purchasing recycled products you've saved 13 pounds of landfill waste and 3 gallons of oil. Thank you for your contribution. Now, this is not really anything other than a fluff marketing piece, because we're taking a formula and we're saying a toner cartridge weighs this much and an ink cartridge is going to offset this much, and we apply it to this formula and you get this Green Report. But if you give this to like a school who's been ordering from you, I've had people hang this up like in their office and be like, look how proud of us that we are, that we're green and we recycle and we've saved the earth, by doing this.
Now, let me ask you, wasn't that an automatic on that other page, the Green Report, or do we have to manually do this each time?
Well, the Green Report is not given out to your customer anytime until you give it out to them. So you have to run the report, get the certificate, and a lot of people will just either put it in with the delivery or present it to them once a year, and show them how much they've saved. But if you get good numbers on here and you get a customer that's actually really keen on, the recycling part of this industry, you can give this to them. And like I said, what it's doing is it's advertising your business, and it's giving them that feeling that they're, offsetting their carbon footprint, they're doing something good for the environment, and you can actually give them a certificate. And this kind of roots you in with the customer. It makes them feel good about ordering from you. And so, whereas this is not the end-all be-all marketing piece, this is a nice piece where, like I said, if you get somebody who's really into recycling, especially schools, one of our subscribers called me up the other day, and he was like, I can't believe it. I gave the Green Certificate to the school who's just doing a ton of business through me, and they actually put it in one of those little 8x10 frames and hung it up in their administration of their office. And so everybody who comes through there is seeing my business name and seeing this Green Certificate because they're really proud of it. So it's just another one of those things that we just kind of give you that helps you stay in front of your customer, helps them, get a little value from doing what they're doing, ordering from you and saving the environment. And so a lot of people don't know about this, so I just wanted to make sure that we kind of went over that as well.
Fantastic.
That's really all for today. I just wanted to talk about the settings, and I wanted to talk about marketing tools. I think turning.
Can I make a recommendation to you, Ken?
Sure.
I think you should talk to Alan Green about that being done by our store for each store.
You mean the Green Report?
Green Report.
We are going to build a Green Report in. We have tools that help CWNA, look at how everybody's doing in Easy Order, and we've talked about doing like a cumulative Green Report of everyone, and like have one big, huge, all of Cartridge Worlds that are using Easy Order have offset this, so the number would just be staggering. But yeah, we definitely have that on the books to include like an upper level one, and you can also, I think we're going to do it to where you can run one on your entire business, and so you could say, me as a Cartridge World.
That's what I'm thinking about, but when you're not integrated with Malibu and such, it makes it difficult to do all that unless you take a look at what we bought.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's only sales through Easy Order. Sorry about this. There's a guy right outside my office. But it's one of those things where like it is sales through Easy Order, and that's the only way you're getting this. But that's just the only way we can control it is whatever you put through Easy Order.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, we sure thank you. You did a great job, and you really have done good for our store again today. So I thank you for it.
Awesome. Hey, and by the way, I need you guys' help. If you can do this for me, this would be awesome. Lisa too. I sent out an email the other day. I'm trying to get more Cartridge Worlds involved with Easy Order, and so I'm requesting testimonial videos from people. If you can just get on your phone, turn it sideways to where it's landscape, and take a video of you talking about either the experience you've had with Easy Order or maybe our webinars, and you've gotten a lot out of our webinars, or whatever else. And then basically you can either go to I have a Dropbox link where you can click on the link and just upload the video to my Dropbox. It will help us because we're creating a website that has testimonials from Cartridge Worlds, and nobody listens to, I mean, I can talk to them blue in the face, but if another Cartridge World talks about their experiences with Easy Order, it just means so much more. And if you guys could get 5 minutes of your day just to kind of do that and record that at least on your phone, and then I'll help you get it to the link wherever it needs to go. It should be just click on a link and upload that file. That would mean the world to me if you guys could do that. So if you have time to do that, I'd really appreciate it.
Ours is already in process for you.
Awesome, awesome. And I think Lisa's saying something. Sent one. We cannot figure how to download it to that Dropbox. Okay, Lisa, I'll get with you and see if I can get the thing from you. You can also go to our Facebook page, which is Facebook. Facebook.com/RemanResource, and then you just click on message us. Where's message us? You can either write something and then upload a photo or video, or you can message us through the. I can't message myself, so there's no button that says message, but up here there should be a button that says message, and then you can just send me like earlier. I got sent an email from somebody. Anyway, they sent me their video through. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Wasn't available to me. Okay. If not, maybe you can post it directly because I have it set to where you can post it, or I'll send you the direct link to the Dropbox. The Dropbox should be. Let me look here. Yeah, the Dropbox.
At the end of the day or tomorrow.
This is the Dropbox link right here. And when you click that, it should just have this, and you just choose the file like this here and open, and then send the file, and it should go through. Let me copy this into. No, you don't have to access. You can just click on this link, and then it should take you to this page, and you choose the file. You don't have to have Dropbox at all to use this link. You just upload it to my Dropbox. And so all you have to do is essentially choose the file. Let's say this is your file on your phone, and then just choose the file. Let me just choose one real quick, Brooks, and I'll choose it. And then it'll ask you for your name and your email address, and click upload, and then it should upload directly to my Dropbox. And you don't have to have Dropbox at all. You just have to get to that link and then fill this out. Okay, cool. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks.
Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.